everyone, it's Misty here from TheJollyFatElf. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I have a one stamp 3 ways for you. I apologize for not having a video last Friday, but you guys know, I've said before, I'm really only going to be able to film when I can film, and I have been on the struggle bus the last week or so. I have a nerve on my right side that I feel like is pinched at my rib cage and at my thigh. I don't know how true that is, but it hurts to move, it hurts to breathe, it hurts to talk. All of it. So I just didn't get anything done, but I was able to get this video done this week. I've been wanting to play with this stamp set from Stampendous. Is it Stampendous? Yes, Stampendous for a while. I absolutely love it. And when I sat down to play with it, I was like, oh, I want to do this, and oh, I want to do that, and oh, I want to do this. And I was like, Misty, just do one stamp 3 ways. So that is what we're doing. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Misty. I am TheJollyFatElf. I'm trying to post every Friday. We are just a couple of weeks out from my 2022 holiday card series, which is weird to say. This is my 7th, 8th, maybe? I'll throw it up on the screen. I honestly can't remember, but it's my most favorite time of the year. I've been trying to do some pre-filming so I can try to post at least 3 videos a week. I also have a fun announcement coming. Actually, I have 2 fun announcements coming at the beginning of the month, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified. You can follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Both of those are linked in the description box down below. So yeah, without any more rambling, let's head over to my craft table and I'll walk you through these 3 fun and festive birthday cards. So while you are watching Roxy get pets, if you aren't familiar, Roxy is my little kitty. She is the crafting kitty. Sometimes she demands to be on camera. Actually, I just turned on the camera so we can record her. But while you're watching her, I just want to say I apologize. This video was supposed to go up 2 weeks ago. Let's just say pinched nerves are not great, and it's been a hard month for TheJollyFatElf. So I apologize for that, but it's going up now, and I'm really excited that you guys get to see the projects that I created with this. I felt like I did a pretty decent job on them. So again, I apologize, but yeah, we're definitely going to have a couple of cards for you next week. And then we will be starting the holiday card series soon. I know you guys are like, Misty, it's only going to be September. Yeah, I know. I always start the Wednesday or Friday after Labor Day here in the US. So that's just a couple of weeks away, and I'm really excited. I have been pre-filming for that like crazy. So there will be a lot for you to see, I promise. Okay, so one stamp 3 ways, if you're new to me or new to this series, is I take a stamp and I share with you 3 different cards that I make using the stamp. So I'm going to start by stamping it 3 times on white. This is the MFT hybrid ink, I believe. And then you're going to see me do pattern paper, this first card. So this is Hey Cupcake from Doodlebug, I believe. And I went ahead and cut it out completely and then went around it with a black marker. That way you can't see any of the white core of the paper. And I am just getting that adhered, and then I'm going to be coloring. So I'll put up on the screen when the coloring ends, because I know a lot of people you don't care to watch, and that's okay. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk you through it, because let me tell you, balloons are hard. I need to practice. I need to practice when things need to look kind of shiny, because I really struggled with these balloons, and I colored what, 9 balloons between all 3 of these. So that is definitely something that's on my list. So while I share tutorials, etc., I also want you to know that I am still learning as well. So when you say I'll never be able to, that's actually not true, because we all start somewhere. So this yellow wasn't quite as bright as I was hoping it would be. So this is probably the only thing on this card that I really didn't care for. But the rest of the colors I absolutely loved. And again, I just pulled colors from the paper pack. And again, this is the Hey Cupcake from Doodlebug. I don't know if it's still available, but if it is, you can check like scrapbook.com, a cherry on top.com. That's where I normally get my pattern paper. So yeah. So I am using a light pink, a bright, vibrant pink, yellow, green, and then this kind of light blue. And I went with a different shade of blue because I'm going to outline this in aqua. You know that that's something that I really like to do. So that's going to be blue-green, and this is going to be true blue. So for that bows, I'm just starting in the middle with the darkest color and then kind of fading out to the lightest color. This isn't a whole lot of shading. And again, I am awful at balloons. Don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. I really love, you guys know I love paper piecing. So I really loved that kind of grid pattern on the word happy birthday. I just feel like it really fit, and this turned out to be a really fun card. These cards will be available. I will be reopening my Etsy shop probably maybe mid-September. I am going to be listing everything that's done. So even if it's been pre-filmed and you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm going to go ahead and get it listed in the shop. That way you guys have plenty of time to buy what you want. I plan to have a ton of stuff in the Etsy shop. And yeah, I appreciate if you guys purchase, but you don't have to. If you watching the ads, if you do, giving me a like, leaving a comment, all of those are ways that you can support my channel for free. And I appreciate it. And I know some of you guys are like, Misty, you're never here consistently. I know, but at the end of the day, true life happens. And you guys know I'm disabled and I deal with chronic pain and chronic illness. And that's just something I've had to learn to give myself grace. I've had to learn to kind of just do what I can do when I can do it. And I can, apologize if I've said, I promise you something and I didn't follow through, but I can't bring myself to apologize for my body not doing what it needs to do or what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. So, and here you can see me going around it with aqua. Almost always BG11 and BG10 are the two colors that I like to use. I just enjoy this look. So I'm bringing in the wonky rectangle dies from MFT, and I'm going to be using the two largest. So I'm using the next to the largest on the card front, and I'm using the largest on what will end up being the background. And since I have some white space, I just went ahead and colored it all in. So I am attaching this onto a piece of swimming pool, maybe from MFT, and it went on a hot pink card base that measures 4¼ by 11. You guys know I really love portrait cards. They're kind of my favorite. And then I am going to go ahead and add some of the Scotch mounting tape on the back of this. It's just easier than using a ton of little dots. And I actually just ordered another Big Mama roll today, so that'll be here Sunday. I'm actually doing this voiceover on the Thursday the 25th. And hopefully this goes up tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe 6 p.m., maybe 8 a.m. It's going to depend on if I can get some good pictures, because that has also been a struggle bus for me, is trying to find a spot where I get good lighting to take good pictures. So we'll see. We shall see. So for the balloons, I went ahead and added some of the clear Nuvo drops to make them shiny. And once that's done, I'm going to set this aside to dry, and we'll move on to the second card. For the second card, I went ahead and used a circle to die cut part of the scene. And I am using a paper pad from Echo Park. I don't know, Happy Birthday Boy, maybe. This is several years old. And I've pulled the colors from the paper that I'm going to be using. I adhered both of those together and then ran it through my Gemini with a circle die, because we're going to be making a shaker card. So I have had my acetate for years and years and years. If you're someone who buys eyeshadow palettes, you can save that acetate. I don't know if you can still buy it at Staples, but it's really inexpensive. And I don't make shaker cards a lot, but when I do, I always like to have this on hand. So again, I'm coloring the balloons, starting with, mid-tone and then going around. Again, I'm not offering a tutorial on how to color balloons because I don't feel like I did it very well. If I had to remake this card again, I would not make the background blue. I honestly feel like it really detracts from the scene, and it's all I can see when I look at this card is that the background's blue. I also wish I'd put some kind of frame around the circle on the front, and I may still do that. I'll have to look and see what I've got as far as circle frames. But I just feel like I left it a little plain on the front, and I'm not in love with it. So adding dots, ribbon, something. That's one thing you're going to see me use in the holiday card series is ribbon. People, like, we've gotten so color centric, and I get that. I do, because, here we are, I'm coloring. But I miss some of the old school where we use pattern paper and maybe a sentiment and some ribbon and possibly some dots and, all those kinds of things that I was initially drawn to for creating cards. And I've told the story before, but I love the color purple. And my husband doesn't really care. So he was like, yeah, we can do a purple and silver Christmas tree. I don't mind. Well, I also wanted purple Christmas cards, and none of that stuff 13 years ago was available because purple wasn't a popular color. It is now. Now things are more popular, but I had watched Martha Stewart do one of her holiday, holiday shows. That dates you. That dates me. It was like 2009, I want to say. And she was he'd embossed either a snowflake or a snowman or a tree, I don't even remember, onto a card. And I was like, yeah, I need to learn how to do that. And I've been going ever since. So this is where I screwed up. I really should have just gone around as like an outline. I don't know. I just feel like it's just too much. I just feel like it's too dark. I don't know. I didn't care for it. This isn't my favorite card out of the three. So for the letters, happy birthday, instead of doing paper piecing this time, I went ahead and did an ombre. So I'm starting with the darkest color, moving to the next kind of mid-tone color. I can't remember if I used 3 or 4 colors on this, but you just start and work your way up, blend, blend, blend. That's really about it. So it looks like 3 colors. And I really love the way these turned out. That's a quick and easy way, and you can do this with pencils. I think you could probably do this with crayons. That is something that we will be exploring also in the holiday card series, is using other supplies other than Copics to try to color, because there are so many cute images to color, but you don't have to invest a ton of money in order to do it. So I went ahead and cut that out. I didn't cut it out like I did the first one. And then I'm going to bring in a black brush marker and go from the back to, again, cover up the white core of the paper. Just adding a little bit to the insides too. And then initially this was going to go on the red without anything under it. So that's why you see me add red between the letters where the white is, because I thought this was going to be mounted on red. It is indeed not mounted on red. I ended up putting this onto a piece of pattern paper, but we'll get there. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring in some scrap foam. But first I went ahead and adhered that to a scrap piece of paper so we can get that adhered down. But anyway, this is some scrap foam from my Queen & Company kits. Don't throw that away. It's double-sided foam adhesive, and it's really good. And you can kind of piecemeal it together like I'm doing. I'm just going to go around the circle. You just want to make sure that you can't see the white, or the white through the clear, but you also want to make sure that there's no gaps. If there are gaps, you will lose your shaker stuff. Ask me how I know. Here I put a bit too many seed beads. I need to remember not to do that. And I went ahead and took off the back of the foam, and I'm adding down my little thing that I made. But first I got seed beads everywhere because it wouldn't be a Misty card if there wasn't an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and trim down more of the foam to make this even. Once I adhere this to the card, I will have foam on the top and the bottom and just regular adhesive where the bad coloring is. It's the only way I can say it, I think. And then we're going to get this adhered to the red card base. And this is where I was like, and I probably could have left it. I probably could have left it on because it actually doesn't look too bad, but I wanted to bring in another color. I just felt like it needed one more pattern. And that's kind of the rule of 3 if you think about it. But yeah, that's something we can talk about in a different video. So here I am adding the yellow. I think it looks good, but I kind of liked it without the yellow. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what you think of this one. And I'm going to bring in my, this is a Nuvo pen. You guys know I'm obsessed with glitter. So yeah. And that is it for this card. And we're going to move on to the last one. So this is how I store my stencils. This is I want to say it's a 6x8 album by Simple Stories. And I buy their 6x8 pockets. And that's how I store my stencils. So this is a watercolor rectangle stencil from, I believe it's MFT. And there is this part, but there's also the cutout part. So I decided I wanted the middle of this card to be white and then have a rainbow around it. And I'm not using like primary rainbow colors. I'm kind of doing it. It's not pastel, but it's not like primary. It's a little bit like I'm using pinks and corals and light greens and stuff. I use brushes that I picked up off Amazon for this. I know there are others that have come out and I may explore those later down the road, but as of right now, this is what I've got. So I am just blending. You guys saw me use some washi tape that I took off most of the adhesive to kind of push down or hold down that stencil so it doesn't shift on me. And then I'm just going on a diagonal for the coloring. I really love how this may be my favorite. There are like, I think the first card is probably my second favorite and this one is my favorite. I don't know. There was just something about it that I really, really liked. I loved the background. I've tried to repeat it and I don't know that I've done a very good job at it, but it's so much fun. And when you're done, you can take this white or this piece of plastic, wet it, and you can smush it onto paper and have a whole other different background. I did do that, but I ended up wasting that background, which was, typically me, but because I screwed it up. And here's the big reveal. How fun is that? I love it. So initially I was just going to go around the image to add some drop shadow to make it stand out a little bit. And then I thought, you know what? I want to go ahead and do this grayscale. So I'm actually going to use some cool grays and I'm going to color this image. And again, when I say I love how this card turned out, I really, really love how this card turned out. And I love how it pops again. And you could absolutely do like spotlight coloring if you wanted to. Like I could have just colored the happy birthday and maybe the balloons, or just colored the presents and left everything white. You don't have to add any more color than what you want to. So that is why, but I went gray because I wanted it to stand out, but I also wanted the background to be part of the focus as well. And again, I'm doing ombre letters, so you just start at the bottom with your darkest color, and then you work your way to the lightest color, and then just blend it all out. Absolutely love it. It's my favorite kind of way to add dimension and texture. This is a flat card. Like it's not dimensional at all, but doing something simple like that is a way to add dimension and make it look like it's more 3D than 2D. And again, with the balloons. Don't judge me by my balloon coloring. I'm sorry. And again, I'm just using cool grays. I honestly don't remember exactly what colors, but you can use any colors that you want to. Again, you can do this in pencil. You can do this in markers, crayons, colored pencils. You could watercolor it this way. You really can use whatever floats your boat. That's the one thing I love about images like that is this. You could, color it, or you could 100% paper piece this and it would still be so much fun. And maybe we'll do a project in the holiday card series where it's just paper piecing. You guys will have to let me know what you think about that. I think I have a couple of images that would work well for. So this is going to go onto a black card base that measures 4 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at 5 1/2. This card layer is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I do prefer that kind of look for something like this. And once I bring in some Nouveau, that's going to be it. I didn't add anything else to this. So yeah. So thank you again so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate you. Let me know which one you think is your favorite in the comments down below. I will have a card for you next Wednesday. I'm starting a new collab, and then I have a special card for you next Friday. So have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. Ba 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 ba.